in one piece. I shall be waiting.
Ambassador Varatra, Yennefer suggested I ask you about current events, the war and so on.
Of course. The Emperor's servants should keep no secrets from each other. If you will, let us approach the map.
How's the war going? I mean, apart from the fact that Nilfgaard's triumph is imminent.
I assume this to be a private conversation. We've no witnesses, so let's dispense with the propaganda, even that shrouded in irony. Our offensive was going splendidly until winter came. Edirn was in such disarray that we encountered no resistance. We had reached the Pontar before the first snows. Only a weakened Kedwen remained, and Radovid's Redania, which had ignored the rest of the North's pleas for help. We thought they'd sue for peace, perhaps even submit to vassalization. We waited for spring, certain of victory.
Radovid? Submit?
Yes, a vain hope, I agree. Radovid sent no peace envoys, nor did he advance on our positions. Instead, he trudged over the snow-bound Kestrel Mountains and attacked Kedwen, his ally. Took the Kedweni completely by surprise. King Henselt fought on the front line as always, and that is where he died. His soldiers lost the will to fight. They joined Radovid's ranks. And so by spring, instead of 2 weak enemies, we had only one powerful one.
What about Kavir?
Kavir values its neutrality, enough not to lend its armies, or more importantly, even its coin to either side. Returning to the war, this spring there was a massive battle in the marshes of Velen. Massive, yet indecisive. Both sides suffered enormous losses, unprecedented even. Radovid has retreated across the Pontar. He's safe for now, until reinforcements arrive from the south. Then Emperor Emir Var Emrys will deal with him once and for all.
Couldn't you just go home? Save everyone a lot of marching, not to mention a few human lives.
I'm afraid the stakes are too high to fold now. We can only go all in.
How do things look in Velen?
As bad as ever, perhaps worse. This land never flowed with milk and honey, and now it flows with blood. Armies have swept through it several times, trampling fields, looting granaries, burning villages. Famine grips the populace.
So how's ruling that earthly paradise going for you?
Not well, to be honest. Our forces are spread thin as it is, and Velen is chiefly swampy forests that are difficult to control. We've had several patrols never return to their camps. Thus, we've temporarily delegated authority in this region to a certain Nordling, a former low-ranking officer in the Temerian army, one Philip Strenger, better known by his nom de guerre, the Bloody Baron. I advise you well. Avoid him.
Any news from Novigrad? Is the free city still free?
Yes, although everyone knows this won't last. Radovid is in Oxenford, and the Emperor is here in Vizima, at Novigrad's doorstep, both. And both require coin and ships. Novigrad can provide these. Which is why the mood in the city is rather, well, on edge.
Meaning?
How do men deal with fear? They seek reassurance and scapegoats. The Church of the Eternal Fire understands this perfectly, and so it promises to improve the lives of its flock by pointing out the guilty. Who started the war? Who profits from it? Why, it's obvious. Mages, elves, dwarves, in a word, any and all deviants. I've been stationed in Novigrad for 13 years. First as a consul, then as ambassador. I've seen a great deal. Cruelty, cynicism, greed. But what is happening there now concerns me greatly.
What's new in Skellige?
Nothing. The islanders pride themselves on that, don't they? Doing everything according to tradition, as their forefathers did. And like their forefathers, they quarrel with each other, pillage, occasionally attack our transports. This is cumbersome, but nothing more. Skellige has always been a footnote to history, and so it shall remain.
Sound awfully confident. What if King Bran manages to unite the Jarls? Lead all the clans against your fleet?
King Bran is a feeble old man. From what I know, he barely remembers the names of his own vassals. Uniting all might prove difficult.
Thanks for your help.
Think nothing of it. May the great sun light your path.
Oh!
Yennefer, my dear friend, thank you for your letter. Forgive me for not answering you earlier. Attempt to reach me via Megascope. I am trying to limit my magic communications to the absolute minimum. One never knows who's listening, don't you agree? I am delighted to have found a position at any gracious Emperor's court. I wish to be the best of luck in search for his daughter. It is good to know that Emir's intentions for her have become more, how shall I put it, mundane. Perhaps in the circumstances an agreement regarding the lodge will prove positive after all. In response to your first question, I can state beyond all doubt that Ciri has not appeared anywhere south of the Yaruga. Believe me, I could recognise her magic signature in my sleep. I have not had any contact with Trish for a long time. I only know that things in Novigrad have taken an ill turn. She mentioned something earlier about fleeing to Kovir, but I am afraid that in the current political climate that amounts to an impossible daydream. I hope I will soon be able to join you in Vizima. First, however, I must take care of some unfortunate yet urgent matters in Buclear. With my fondest regards, Ringo Vigo. Thank you for the news about Geralt. He always seems to land on his feet, doesn't he? Roderick DeWitt. Please forgive me for my tardy response. I was waiting for Golan Vivaldi to confirm sufficient funds were available to redeem the bill of exchange you provided. Not that I don't trust you, but the goods help those who help themselves, as the Kedwenny saying goes. Getting straight to your question, Princess Ada's curse could indeed be caused to return. The Witcher from Rivia had only a rudimentary knowledge of magic arcana, and so was not able to fully remove the spell, and instead only temporarily disrupted its workings. For Ada to become a Striga once more, one would have to sprinkle her food with 3 drops of blood from her father, King Voltus, 3 drops of blood from a wolf, and 3 drops of bile from a freshly buried woman, one who died having finished 100 years, but yet having started her 101st. Then one must cast the incepted triangle over the meal thus prepared. That should do the trick. Yet please consider carefully whether you truly wish to carry out such an ignoble deed. Having to do business again with you in the future, Alicia DeVille.
long you gonna make me wait? What? Lost your nerve?
Look from your stall by the bridge across the pond tower. Got goods for the army mostly, but I'll make an exception for you.
Take pity and hear my plea. My wife, Hannah, she's missing. A few days ago she went into the woods and hasn't yet returned. I'm yet out of my wits to worry and will pay any price to a man who brings her back to me. At least tell me where to look for her. Dillian, Hunter of Blackbow. It's getting worse. Remember when you said, Isbor, don't you go robbing folk? The gods don't like it, and besides, only refugees on the roads these days, and they're even poorer than us. How you were cross that I shrinked working in the fields and didn't bring a scrap home to put in the pot. Well, you're going to have to eat those words, my dear. Gobble them up with a hearty slice of humble pie and some baked crow on the sides. And he's got a lot to say. Yesterday we cornered this merchant, and not a Crossfellan or Brennan man, but from Nelfgard itself, you see, from the city of Golden Towers. Didn't speak much common, but enough so as we could understand each other. He said he was carrying some goods to the Black One's camp. We took everything we had, and I'm telling you, help dearest, you have never seen so many crowns in your life, nor could you ever hope to count them high. Now we've been going rough him up a bit to make sure he hasn't hid some of his goods, gold or goods. Once we cut off his thumbs, he'll spill the beans about extra treats stashed in the soles of his boots. And once Merkel scolds him a bit, he'll tell us about the precious stones he's got sewn in the feedback. Might tell us a great much things of interest. In fact, you never know just what till you try. Tell the young'uns Dad's going to be home soon, that he'll bring them toys and treats and eat so much honey cakes their tummy's going to burst. For you, Helk, I'll bring you silver necklace and brooch, because while you can be awful cruel at times, I still love you, you naughty bint. Throw out that nice shirt with the lace and red beads for my arrival, and colour up your kisses somewhat. And colour up your kisses.
When I grew up...
Halt! No passage. Bridge is closed.
Because?
Cause King Radovid said it should be. Won't let anyone through who don't have a pass.
Who issues these passes?
Why, you need to know. Your kind don't get passes anyway. Not the right type.
Come on, give it a good think. I'm sure you know where I can get a pass.
Yeah. Royal officials issue them. But they're also available on the black market.
From who?
Don't know the names. Ask folk around the crossings. They'll know more.
Do just that. Farewell.
Interest you in a pass? Cheapest around, right here.
What kind of pass are we talking about?
You don't know. Redanians hold all the fords across the Pontar. Can't get through without a pass. But you're in luck. So happens I've got a few to sell.
What? Could dress up like Radovid and buy a gilded carriage for that much.
What am I to do if you can't afford it?
No deal.
Whoa, hold up. Might have a little work for you. Reduce the price for a job well done, eh?
What kind of work?
Nearby. Just to the southeast. My sister's husband's got a business. He and some lads tidy up battlefields. Problem is, there's always swarms of shite bothering them. You know, them monsters drawn to corpses. Give them some protection, and I'll swing you one beautiful discount.
All right, see what I can do. Time to end this.
Oi! Hey there! Come.
What is it?
Got work for you, because you look to me eyes like a witcher. Am I right?
What do you need?
Need for my men to finish their work unharmed. But we got corpse eaters coming out all the while. Rid us of them, and we'll give you a share.
Deal.
Don't kill us!
Staring at. Well, you did good, Witcher. Here, your share for your toil.
What's your offer then? Because I already ran into your brother-in-law. He and his men can work in peace.
Ah, well then, that changes everything.
That's better.
Pleasure doing business with yous.
Come out. I'm not gonna hurt you. When did you last eat?
A week back. Half a charred squirrel and a handful of berries.
Why are you out here alone? Where are your parents?
Blackens killed some of them. Others kicked us out themselves. Too many mouths to feed, they said.
Here. Be sure to share it with the others.
Thank you. Here, for you. For your kindness.
Huh? What do you want?
Hear about the notice. Got monster trouble?
Trouble? Good one. We're not having trouble. We're up shit fucking creek. Some shaggy fuck knows what sitting in the woods attacking every plough and transport that dares take the high road. We're near out of bolts, arrows, rations, all around, fucked. Sent a patrol out. Looks never came back. So the job's simple. Bring me the fucker's head, and I'll give you gold. As much as the notice says. I'm not gonna haggle. Quartermaster won't budge. But I can throw in a pass that'll get you across the Pontar. So, deal?
Sounds fair. See what I can do. And nod. Necrophages fed here, but all the wounds they inflicted are post-mortem. Looted bare. Either someone stole the cargo after the monster attack, or our monster collects military paraphernalia. Clawed and nod. Necrophages fed here, but all the wounds they inflicted are post-mortem. Look like claw marks. But here, an arrow. Shaft's broken off right at the skin. Clawed and nod. Necrophages fed here, but all the wounds they inflicted are post-mortem. Footprints. A survivor? Either that or the monster's a humanoid. Something's fishy here. I should follow these tracks.
One step more, and you'll gain a new hole in your head, Dwan. What do you seek here? Speak!
Need to talk to your commander. It's important.
I don't trust you.
Figured as much when I saw your bow aimed at me. Still have me in your sight. And I'm just not prone to doing stupid things. I can assure you of that.
I'll be assured when you hand me your weapons. Come on, your swords. Drop them, and I'll take you to Venosio.
Fine. Lead the way.
That gun. Strange. No monsters trouble us.
Might not trouble you, but the Redanians are convinced something prowls these woods. Hired me to kill it.
Well, they're mistaken. It's not the first time. There's no monster here. Your work is done.
This isn't a game. Men have died.
Soldiers have died. Radovid's soldiers, serving the man who torments the Enshe from the Great Sea to the Blue Mountains. Soldiers who joined in massacres, tortured our brothers, raped our sisters. I shan't cry for them. And will not stop attacking those transports. We must eat, same as you. So you've a choice. Leave now and forget what you've seen, or die.
Do what you will. I'm not about to get involved.
Give him his things, and toss in something for those transports. Wise decisions should be rewarded. Va fail.
There's no beast in the woods, just Scoia'tael.
Scoia'tael, you say? I thought we rid ourselves of those vermin. So, you gut them?
Elves aren't monsters, so no. But I won't cry if anything happens to them.
Ha! Course you won't. A good non-human's a dead non-human, as my father would say. Can't give you no reward. You didn't do the job. But here's the pass I promised, for informing the proper authorities. We'll make quick work of them.
What's your business? Lucky Baron know you're here?
What's going on here? Why isn't anyone putting that out?
We want it to burn. Got it?
Piss off, or we'll fry you along with that fucking elf!
There's a third way out of this situation. Fast. What was this about? Why'd they want to burn you alive?
They came to rob me. I refused to betray where I keep my valuables, so they brought in a cart full of firewood, barred me inside, and set fire to the thing.
Probably counting on you being swayed. Though I doubt they would have let you live even if you talked.
I've yet to thank you for your aid, Vatgern. My coin lies concealed in a hollowed-out stump behind the house. Take what you wish. It's dangerous to possess too much in these times.
Thank you. Farewell. Damn, you're ugly.
So, I, the undersigned George of Caden, a witcher by trade, testifies as follows. While travelling through Felon, I received a summons to provide professional testimony in a matter of the accused Bartoslav of the Lovefield. All of a sudden, my nose is now dribbling. This Bartolf stands accused of causing several shipwrecks near the lighthouse, which is his duty to keep. Ships led astray by errant signals from the lighthouse have repeatedly smashed against rocks near the shore, and the lighthouse keeper is held to be responsible for this state of affairs. During the trial, Bartoslo testified that he was diligent in the fulfilment of his duties, and that the accidents were caused by the night wraiths deceiving sailors with their false glow. It's quite reasonable. Having investigated the area, I can testify that I found no trace of night wraith activity. There are likewise no signs of nightways, manures, elf imps, or any other spectres in the habit of misleading weary travellers journeying by foot, sea, or horse. I did, however, find the catastrophe's true cause. They were not the fault of the night race blamed by the accused, but neither were they the fault of the lighthouse keeper himself. The accidents were caused by local hooligans who had taken to lighting fires on the hulls at night and then robbing the ships that subsequently wrecked upon the shore. I was put on their trail by Bart's son, who showed me the ashes from their misleading fires. My testimony shows that the lighthouse keeper Bart of Lukefield is not guilty of the crimes of which he stands accused and should be freed. I also humbly ask for the bailiff to put the lighthouse keeper and his family under his protection, for in light of the revelation Bart's son led me to discover, they were surely by certain parties which cause for certain vengeance. I cannot undertake the task of protect the family myself, for I have accepted a contract to kill a dragon said to be lurking atop the back hills, so I must return there post haste to kill the beast and complete my task. Well. Bal 6 letter. May the gods smile on you and me sis. Now I'm asking you to read this careful, for what I got to say is important. Soon as you set hands on this writing, gallop off to that fence Kramer, what's based in Maribor. Tell him we've got some first class gear and Witcher sword diagrams to sell. Aye, I can see you now, scratching your head almost likely your arse and asking, did I hear that right? You sure this was my luck to come to care for a Witcher what got one foot in the grave and the other hovering right above? I was sat there looking at the poor man suffer in agony and thought to myself, he don't need this kit and papers where he's going. Well, for sure. That's the fixing we need to get us started in the world of business. If we sell them for the right price, that is. Aye, I hear you fretting, so stop. I didn't take everything. In fact, nobody even realise of this shite's missing. Probably. Sad though, ain't it? This Witcher's a good man, for he helped the baronet solve the riddle of that lighthouse, what was sending ships into the rocks. Then he killed the dragon, ate all the peasants. That's true. Problem is, a dragon's no easy pickings, and our vigilant hero got quite the licking taking it out. He's done for, that's certain. So soon as they bury him in the tomb on Crookback Hills, I head straight to your place. Come to think of it, I'm curious how they'll put him in that crypt at all. For word is a vampire's made its lair. Ooh. I also lifted a few flasks of the Witcher, but since they're not like to survive the journey, reckon I'll sample them myself. See how Witcher Hooch goes down. Yeah, that's not a good idea. Maybe we'll make a business out of that too. The brother-in-law.